Hey everybody, it's Tim with Broken Dice bringing you another channel update. Let's just jump right into this. Working on some more Spanish troops for my Iberian army. Um, got cavalry this time. My standard colors: grays, blues, greens, light grays, reds. Uh, Not too many of the colors. I tend to do more with the grays and stuff, but I do have like 3 of the 6 here have like red, the red one, and the kind of a teal blue color. What I want to get to is paints I chose for the horses. I've basically run out of my P3 browns and most of my GW old brown paints too that I've been going through using up. So what I've done this time, since I was out, I decided to give these contrast paints a shot. And as you can tell, looking at them on this video, it's kind of hard to tell the difference in the colors. This is the Cygor brown, and this is the snakebite leather brown. But when you put them on the horses, you can tell greatly the difference in the two. This is the Cygor, and then this lighter brown color on this end is the snakebite leather. I would love to have told you, I would love to have ranted and raved on how terrible these paints were, but I can't do that because they went on real easy. They covered really well. They did exactly what they were advertised to do, and it did speed up the process. So I will be using up the rest of this on the horses. I will be, when I get done with a lot of my P3 grays. Now, like I like this Bastion gray. Well, let me find the camera. This Bastion gray, and I also like this Crixix Bane highlight from P3. But I can't seem to find them individually anymore, so I guess I'm going to have to try to replace them with something else. Now, if their grays are cover as well as these do, I'll be really happy with it. I'm kind of more of an earth tone painter. All your basic colors, I don't really tend to do a lot of bright greens and bright yellows and that sort of stuff, except for in my Persian army, and that was just because that's the way those guys were. And so this project is going along great. I'm halfway. These guys are ready for a little highlight. I think some of the helmets need a little bit of a touch up to give a little brightness to them, like this reflecting light. But other than that, these are ready to go. These horses were, like I said, real basic. A color for the body, color for the mane and the tail, a little trim for the leather work, because I mean it just, I used to prime them all with, I used the leather brown from Army Painter. So this has Army Painter, P3, and Games Workshop contrast paints on them. I'm just mix and match them all. All right. So that's where the painting process is with just this unit. Dark flesh tones. This one, yeah, bronze flesh tone. Oop, there it is what I use for the flesh. But like I say, it sped up the. If you don't like painting horses, and you just it's a trial for you, this is my suggestion. Army Painter leather brown, a color for the horse's body and one for the mane, or the same one for the body and the mane, but I tend to like changing it up a little bit. I love that contrast on the table. And a little with a little metal fixture colors, like some bronze or some brass colors on like the bits and some of the accoutrements on the horse, and you're pretty much done. It goes by pretty quick. So that's the way I do horses. Every once in a while, I'll throw in a gray or a white horse, or some fancy horse with like a gray horse with a beautiful black mane or something like that, from maybe an Army General character model or something. But most of them I try to have them very basic like that, and you can crank through quite a lot of them that way. If you don't like doing horses and they're a chore for you, that's my suggestion, because you can go through quite a bit of them really quickly. Okay, so we'll get this out of the way, move it to the back, and obviously, don't fall down. Obviously, I have to work on the shields. So on the back is also the Army Painter Leather Brown. Then I put like a really light, actually it's the Vallejo Air Primer Gray, but I just put a little bit of it in a little bitty pot and I just painted on there. I'm going to paint the bosses, and then you can apply the shield transfer right to it because it comes out just fine. You don't have to put another layer of white on top of it, in other words. Okay, now for the kind of the terrain part of this. I've gotten this a Mediterranean villa from Sarissa. Spray painted it white. So, my question is, if this is supposed to be like a stucco, does anybody bother with that? Or do you just kind of leave it in this white, maybe give it a kind of a dappled wash or something over it so it doesn't all look just so stark white? Or do you just leave it, do the door trims and maybe some stuff on the ground and stuff, and then just move right on? I don't know. I've never done a stucco-like look on something. I could see where, like if you were building one from scratch, using some texture stuff might help. I was wondering if I could use any of this for it, but I might do a little test project to see. Now, for the courtyard, what I've decided to do is use a product I've used in the past, and there are these little sheets. Let's see if I can get this up. And they look like they have cobblestone printed on them. I've got one little light wash of the Vallejo Air Primer on there, kind of a gray, so you can kind of see this in the video, the kind of the texture. And what I'm going to do is put it in here like this. And any place that isn't covered is going to either have kind of a gravelly, maybe some tufts, some grass growing through it, like it's not as well kept as it should be. For the wood, I'm using the wood grain color from Vallejo. That's the kind of a texture it'll give you on your wood grain. So basically on this door, that's what's going to be there. So there's going to be a heavy contrast in that. Obviously with the shields, I'm working on with the Little Big Man Studios shield transfers. Love these. Holes already cut out. Just have to trim around the edges and put them on. Snap, snap, snap. They go really quick. Beautiful. I love those things. I can't brag enough about them and how it makes your army look on the table. Kudos to anybody who can do that kind of stuff freehand. You have my applause, but I am not that person. So thank you, Little Big Man Studios. Well, that's it. That's where I'm at. I'm just asking for some advice. If anybody knows a video where someone has done stucco on something like this, or some sort of painting method, I would love to know where that is at. Just send it to me in one of the comments, and I'll check it out. Everybody have a great weekend. This is Sunday the 28th. Go back to work tomorrow. I hope everybody stays safe, and I will see you next week, hopefully with some more of these guys done. These guys will be based. I'll be having the others next 6 assembled, primed, and hopefully on the way to being painted by the next video. But I can't promise. I'd hate to break a promise. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.